This video will show you how to replace the front outside mirror on a Ford Transit-250. This will be mounted to your front door. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. To gain access, we need to remove our inside door panel. Let's start inside of the grab handle. Now as you look deep inside this area, you're going to find you have a plastic trap door. I'm just using a small angled pick so I can break this free. I have it dislodged. Just a quick inspection of that. We want to make sure it is reusable. This looks good. Now below that, we have a 7mm headed mounting bolt. Go ahead and remove that as well. There's our mounting bolt. Now that we have this bolt out of here, let's make our way all the way up to the upper corner on the door panel. We have a plastic trap door here. Just use our small pick. We can pull that out of place. Quick inspection here. 7mm mounting bolt. Go ahead and remove that. There's our mounting bolt. So now we're moving towards the other upper corner of the door panel. We have another door here and another 7mm mounting bolt located just behind it. So now we're moving in towards where our inside door handle is. Looking deep in here, you should find that you have another plastic cover. Ours is missing. Just go ahead and pry it out of place. Behind that, you're going to find a T20 torque screw. Let's remove it. Let's move from that inside door handle. We're coming down the door panel now. Now tucked inside the lower pocket area, we have another plastic cover. We'll pull this out of place. That exposes a second T20 torque screw. We can remove that. Let's make our way all the way down to the bottom of the door panel next. As we make our way to the bottom of the door panel, you're going to find that you have two 7mm mounting bolts. Let's remove the pair. Now we can start dislodging that door panel itself. It will pry away. When we do, we need to make sure we lift it up and over our door lock knob. To start separating the panel from the door itself, I'm using a plastic trim tool so I do not scratch the paint of my vehicle. We'll just make our way in between and gently pry it apart. Now let's start lifting this up. There we are. Let's have a look along the back side of the door panel next. So as we look along the back side of the panel here, you can tell that we do have a cable and some wiring harnesses. Let's start with our inside door handle cable. As far as this cable is concerned, I'm using a small pocket screwdriver as a small prying device. I'm trying to make my way in the groove closest to where the cable goes into the handle. We'll gently pry this apart. Here we are. That just slides right out of position, just as it did. A quick inspection of the cable to confirm it's not damaged in any way. This looks good. Let's continue on with our electrical connectors. So we'll start with the window switch here. We have two electrical connectors. The black one has a locking tab right here where my thumb is pressing. Just squeeze that in, pull it out of place. A quick inspection for corrosion. If you see any, it needs to be taken care of. Let's move along to our next connector. This one has a locking tab on the opposite side. It's a little bit difficult to see. Once I have it pulled out, I'll show you. That's that right there. No corrosion. Last electrical connector. Let's make our way all the way down here next. We have one more connector. Squeeze in on the locking tab, pull that out of place. Now with that out of the way, let's make our way towards where we can see this clear plastic panel. As I start pulling this away, we can see that we have this black adhesive, that's butyl tape. It's extremely sticky and it will ruin your clothing. Let's attempt not to get that on our clothing. Just go ahead and pull it out of place. Of course, I do intend on reusing this. I just want to make sure it's not torn. If it was torn, you could of course tape it back together. Let's set this aside. So now as I reach in here, we do have our wiring harness for the mirror. I'm moving it around and I can see that I have one mounting point here and I have a second just above. For this upper mounting point, I'm going to come from the inboard side of the door, just gently pry that out of place. I'm using a trim tool. You can use pretty much anything as a prying device. Pull that to where we can see. There's our lock and tab. Now for the next locking tab, it actually has two tabs that you want to carefully start depressing inward towards each other. One up on top, one at the bottom. One thing I would mention about this is a tech tip. If you just carefully take it and come at an angle, generally you can press in on the first tab where it's closer to the door, keep on pulling it towards the inboard side, and then make your way to the next tab on the opposite side. Quick wiggle there. Let's pull this right out of here. So we have access to our electrical connector. There's a locking tab. I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze that in and we'll pull this out of place. A thorough inspection of our electrical connectors, especially the side which is attached to the wiring harness for the body of the vehicle. At this point, we're all set with our wiring harness for the mirror. Let's continue making our way upward next. To remove each of these, I'm using a plastic trim tool. You can use a small pocket screwdriver, whatever you happen to have that you can gently pry these out of place. I do intend on reusing these, so I'm just going to give them a quick inspection and I'll set them aside. We'll remove all three. Now you're going to find that you have three 10mm mounting nuts, one inside of each one of the ports. Something that I would mention is you want to make sure you're holding onto the mirror for that last piece of hardware. There really isn't anything else holding the mirror in place. Here's my first mounting nut. Let's go ahead and take hold of that mirror. We'll give it a wiggle and remove it from the door. There it is, friend. Now, prior to installation of any brand new part, let's make sure we clean and inspect our mounting area. I'm going to use a clean rag and some glass cleaner. It's your vehicle. Clean it as well as you deem fit. We're essentially making sure nothing's rotted and weak to the point that the mirror won't stay in position properly. This looks good. Now it's time for installation of our brand new outside mirror. Let's start with our electrical connector and wiring harness. Just take this and slide it inside of the door. Let's make sure that it all makes its way in so it's not hanging out in any way. Continuing on, we have our three mounting studs. Line those up. We'll press the mirror towards the door. Once you have it properly seated, make your way inside for the three pieces of hardware. So on the inboard side, we have our 10mm nut. Just go ahead and start that right on your socket. We'll get that onto the stud. You can leave that loose. Let's continue on to the other two. Same thing, nut on the socket just to start it on here. Once you have them all started on, go ahead and snug them up. In the end, we want to make sure the mirror is perfectly flush to the door. Now, since I did use a small impact tool, I'm just going to double check to make sure these are nice and tight. Now we have our three covers. So now we're down inside the area with our electrical wiring harness and connector. We'll make sure we align the locking tab areas, press them together, audible click, a tug, they are secured. Now as far as this is concerned, we're going to make sure we re-secure this. I have one locking tab here. You're going to find that the new mirror electrical wiring harness does not have the plastic clip. Let's just go ahead and take the one area that we can align. We're going to press that into the proper positioning here. Double check to make sure that your wiring harness is on the inboard side here, and we'll continue on with our plastic vapor barrier. Bring this into position here. I'm attempting to line this up with the original positioning, and then I'm just going to press all that adhesive towards the door, pressing this in and holding it in the proper positioning. Let's get our door panel in place. Of course, we do have 3 electrical connectors that we're going to start with. We'll start with the lock switch down along the bottom area here. Line it up, press it in, listen for an audible click. Let's move along to the next 2. That small connector in there, large connector next. Double check each one of those wiring connectors to make sure they're properly secured. We'll continue on with our inside door handle cable next. For this cable, we're just going to carefully roll this into position. I'm starting with the outer tip. We'll press it towards the inside door handle and then roll it in. Press it in, make sure that's secured in place so that does not fall off while we're driving down the road. Now, as we bring the door panel close to being in position, looking at the panel itself, you're going to find that you have several push tabs that will have to fit into their corresponding areas on the door itself. Now, as we bring the panel over close to being in position, we have to make sure we have our door lock rod in the proper positioning as well. That will fit through the upper port on the door panel. Just going to carefully reach in, we'll line this up. Let's start resting this down. We'll align all of our locking tabs and press the panel towards the door itself. Just need to make sure we're properly aligned. Now, once you feel as though you have it properly aligned, let's go ahead and tap this in. Now we can install our mounting hardware. Most of our bolts are a 7mm headed mounting bolt. We do have 2 that are Torx. I'll let you know when those get in place. For now, let's stick with the 7mm here. We have our protective cover. We'll make sure we have it in the proper orientation. Press it in. An audible click, and it's secure. We're making our way towards the grab handle. We have a 7mm bolt deep inside this area. Let's reach down, start it in. Try it on a magnet. Let's protect the area with its plastic panel. We'll make sure we have it in the proper orientation. Line it up, press it in. Let's install the 7mm mounting bolt over in the far corner here. Once again, just go ahead and start it in and snug it up. Protective panel, proper orientation, line it up, press it in. Now, as we make our way towards the inside handle, we're switching to using our T20 Torx to install the mounting bolt here. If you have the protective cover, install that. Ours was missing, so let's continue on down the door panel. Now, down in the lower pocket area, we have another T20 Torx screw. Make sure that's tight. Let's install our plastic cover. Line it up, it's in the right orientation. All the way down at the bottom, we have 2 7mm mounting bolts. Okay, we've got the door panel back in position. The next thing we have to do is test the functionality of the inside door handle. We did dislodge that cable from the back side. For this, prior to closing the door, I'm using a 1/4-inch extension. I'm using this as the striker, which would be attached to the body of the vehicle. If I shut the door, it would press into the latch. Now I'm pulling on this. I'm applying inward pressure, and I'll pull on the inside door handle. We should find that it releases. Let's try it one more time. I'm holding pressure, and it releases as it should. Okay, friend, we finished the installation of our front outside mirror. Now, the next thing you would want to do is repeat the process on the other side of the vehicle. After that, go ahead and set the mirror to your preferences. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.